Hello. Hello, Tarot friends. It's Ultraviolet Morgan. Back with part 3 of a second look at the Checcoli Tarot, or the Checcoli Oracle. And the last time I tried to record this, it uploaded. It started to upload, but for some reason on my phone, when they don't upload, they disappear. So, I'm going to try this again. This card is called Compassion, and I've sort of redone all the Alone ones and even changed an order of one, but I'm going to be sure that I'll cover all the cards I haven't covered yet. So this card is called Compassion, which confused me at first because I really don't. The only thing that I could relate to compassion was idea of like bleeding heart, because there could be blood there. I said that in the last video. And then this card is one of the most ambiguous cards in the deck for me. She's presenting a tray, which, again, I don't like presenting a tray of something. I would think would be offering or gift or something. Not so much compassion, but on the one hand, I felt like it could be eyeballs. Sort of looks like eyeballs in a way, except for that the middle of our eyes are not red. Really, that didn't occur to me. I've said that like 4 times trying to film this video, and never occurred to me that the iris is not red. And then I thought it could be that she has cut off her breasts, which is really strange, and offered them on a platter, which somehow, in a really weird, twisted way, feels like it almost matches the compassion label somehow. And I thought that was a really odd thought, but then I saw another video or read something where someone had the same thought, so then I thought, okay, so it's not as out there as I had feared. It could also be some kind of dessert item. It looks sort of like cupcakes, but without the bottom part of the cupcakes. It could be ice cream with cherries on it, or something. You can't tell, you can't know. You just have to guess. Think of what you feel. And there's some kind of red sauce that's just dripping, and it could be like a dessert sauce, or it could be blood, or it could be sort of representative of both in some weird, fantasy world. My friends and I were a little odd, and I remember joking. I was older I wasn't a young child, I was older. But we used to have a joke about giving someone your heart, reaching in and yanking it out, and doing this big, dramatic, grotesque thing. So I kind of have a feel of that with this card in a way. Just when you're young and you hear figures of speech, and you think in your head of them in a very literal way, and it's confusing. It's kind of, sort of, maybe in some way, the sort of feel of this card. On to the next card. This is a card that I just love. She looks like she's very deep in thought. She's on the swing. She has wings, which is, I think she's the only one of all the girls who have wings. I love the way her hair is just flowing up. Almost reminds me of a tornado. 2 tornadoes. In my head, she's very slowly, she's not swinging really high, because you don't see a lot of movement, but I'm sure she's on a swing, so she's not going to be still or stable. And I feel like her body movement goes along with her mental movement, because she looks like she's deep in thought. Her thoughts kind of swaying back and forth. And her thoughts may not be pleasant. She doesn't look, super thrilled with them, or super distraught, so it's hard to say, but Her thoughts may not be pleasant, but she's happy to be alone with them. She's happy to be alone with her thoughts, to just be deep into contemplation. That's my take on that one. This one is called Denial, and it's just my absolute favorite. I want to get it where the color pops a little bit more. I don't know if that's better with the lighting. So she's got these great big flowers, and she's just got them wrapped around her ears to close everything out. And, I mean, I love the flowers, the butterflies, just everything that's happening in this card. I just find it to be very beautiful and stunning, and I identify with the concept of denial as well. So this is actually the first card in the deck, and it just is my number one favorite. This one is Passivity. This one I actually did look in the book because I looked up the first three. I categorize this as the ones with the alone because she's very front and center, and there are these other things happening, but they don't seem... She's not interacting with them in any way, and they're not... The chess pieces, they're kind of doing their thing without her interaction, so... Even though she's not technically alone on the card, there's an aloneness about the figure in the card, so I put her with the alones. And then this one is another alone card. This one was called Distraction. I think this one's really pretty too. So, she's got the birds flying around, distracting her, but she's, again, front and center on that one. So, I'm going to just put these out. This was the grouping of the alone cards with how you show 5 cards, I don't know. There we go. So there's my alone grouping. And just because it's almost 8 minutes and I just want to be sure that it's going to upload, I've got 3 more groupings, but I'm going to upload this. No, I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll keep going for now. Another grouping, this is a grouping of 2, and these are the houses, or the castles. There were other castles, but they had princes. These castles have no prince. These are alone castles, and the girl's a little farther away. It's kind of a subset of the alone cards, but the girls are farther away. So, here she is in this candy castle. I don't really get a lot off of this right now, and that is not part of the card. As of yet, I don't get a lot off of that, but here she is in her gingerbread castle, and then here she is in her flower castle, which this one is a little bit more Alice in Wonderland-y, I guess, for me, with the flowers, even though they're not alive, but they're really huge flowers. And again, when you have 2 very similar cards, I see this a few times, where she's riding 2 different insects. Here she's in 2 different castles. This one is nighttime with the stars, and it's, you know, the browns and reds and whites. And then this one is daytime, the sky is blue, there's some life. This one has nothing but the candy. There's nothing else organic other than her. And this one has the brighter colors. So, I mean, I have thoughts on the pictures and the differences between the pictures. I really just don't have thoughts on the meanings behind it. Her crown is a bit bigger in that one. And she's a little bit closer. And she feels like she's higher up in the air. So, I don't know. So, the next grouping is... These 2 are sort of odd men out. So I've grouped them together because they don't go with anything else. This is food. This is, well, I guess eggs are food. So that never occurred to me exactly because it's Humpty Dumpty. So this one is interesting. It is the only one where you see sort of like compassion for another. The flowers are crying, the girl is crying. It's just too late for Humpty Dumpty. He can't be put back together again. She's holding his hand right under her chin. It's just such a thoughtful gesture that she's laying with him on her lap. It's too late, but she's just attending to him. And I guess I kind of feel like a lot of these, now that I've had more time to think about them, make me think of, okay, you're a child and you hear some of these cute little bedtime stories, nursery rhymes, and as adults we're used to them, and as children you're maybe a little horrified, and like her heart just went right out to Humpty Dumpty, and she pictured herself, there holding him. So, and then this one is this giant ice cream cone that this girl has knocked to the ground. She's holding there with her knee, and it's like, oh, this cute little ice cream cone, and this cute little mean girl, and she's kind of like flaunting her dress, like, ha ha ha, I got you. It's a little mean and it's a little playful. And then there's this little like ghosty kind of popsicle guy with some bites out of him. I mean, who can blame the girl? They're ice cream, And then she's got something in her hand. It looks like she could have a little bit of... Oh, I figured it out. I think she's got his eye. Okay, I didn't think any of this whipped cream was missing. Also, this strange little ice cream cone. His head doesn't look like ice cream to me. And I've never had like whipped cream on an ice cream cone, but yeah, so she has taken his eyeball and I don't know, like I said, it's a little bit mean and it's a little bit just saucy because they're ice cream. And I think about like my own kids and how they personalized everything. My daughter named the drain, the swirl of water going down the drain had a personality, and they think kind of weirdly think of their food sometimes as having personalities. So I kind of get that. It's cute. Now this one I had originally... Okay, I'm going to do this last little bit in a minute, and I'll get right back to you.